So it's the morning of my hair transplant. It's just after 7 in the morning. I'm just about to get some breakfast and head to the clinic. I've showered and done nothing with my hair. I've just left it clean. I'm wearing a button-up shirt as suggested, so that later on I don't need to pull anything over my head when it's raw and sore. And I'm a little bit nervous, but also quite looking forward to getting it over and done with. It's 5 to 8 in the morning. I'm just walking up Wimpole Street towards the new offices of Harley Street Hair Clinic, and it's 8 o'clock. And I didn't think anything was going to be open. I thought I was going to have a light breakfast in McDonald's, but luckily there's lots of cafes around here and some nice pastries and some coffee. Well, not coffee, and orange juice. No caffeine.
Next step, do you know if you have any allergies to medicine?
No, I don't have any allergies.
Okay. So you know the area roughly already. We can go to the toilet again before we start.
Right, so I'm midway through getting the donor hairs out. I'll try and give you some sort of look at the bag, although I think there's a pad on there. And so far, I don't know how long it's been. It's probably been a couple of hours, I think. To start off with, they give you a diazepam, and that occasionally makes you feel a bit fuzzy. And then they go in and they put, on that section on the back, they put in a local anaesthetic, and that injection really hurts, but it only lasts while it's in there. So it's maybe 2 or 3 minutes of real pain, and then all of a sudden you find nothing. And after that, it just feels like you've got a big piece of plasticine on the back of your head, and it's just moving around. The main problem for me was that I've got such a big head is that I've got now bruises where my face was stuffed into the bed. But other than that, and needing a wee, the whole process was fairly painless. They've currently drawn on what they'd like to do. I think there's probably a bit much there. I think I want it to be as low as that, but I'll speak to them in the break at lunchtime before they start doing the implants, and we'll see how it goes. So an hour and a half ago I completed my hair transplant at Harley Street. My face can't currently move because I've had so much local anaesthetic put into my head around the back and the sides and the front. I'll just give you a quick look up here. That's what the front looks like now. Yes, they had to shave part of it. And if you want a quick look at the donor area, that's what it looks like. Oh! So I've got a sheet on my pillow in case the donor area bleeds, and because I took some diazepam this morning and now my head is starting to hurt after the anaesthetic's running out, I've had to write down what happened today so that I remember to let you know about it in this vlog entry. So I got in this morning, got in at 8 o'clock. I hadn't had any caffeine, but I managed to get a decaf coffee at the clinic, which was a very nice start to the day. I then got some photos taken and read through and signed a form. Then the surgeon came in and she had a wee chat to me and drew the line that she wanted to create. Given some tablets, I was given some what was I given? I was given some antibiotics, some steroid tablets, and then a stomach protector so that those tablets didn't give me heartburn. And I've got to take the same for the next 4 days. So no alcohol for the next 4 days. Sorry if you didn't realise that and you're getting your hair done. So after the tablets, I was taken through into the patient room, which is a lovely little room. You get your own locker, and that's where your lunch will be given to you at lunchtime. I was then changed into a robe and then taken in for the extraction. Now the extraction lasted 5 hours, and basically what they did was shave the sides of my head as I had expected they would. And then they went in with anaesthetic, and it goes in a number of times across the back of your head. Now they do the donor part in 3 stages, right at the back, and then you turn your head and it's on the side and on the side. So I would say the most painful bit of the whole experience was like the 2 minutes maybe of the anaesthetic going in. As soon as the anaesthetic had gone in, you couldn't feel anything, and it was great. The problem was that during the first part, you're face down, and you're face down in this padded, almost like massage table. And after about half an hour, 40 minutes, my face was in so much pain. There was bruising all the way around the side. That went after a while, but it might be an idea to ask for breaks. One of the things that I didn't do enough today was ask for breaks, and I just lay there needing the toilet. I think the best thing to do is to just ask, because whenever I did ask, I was allowed to get up and walk around. The other thing that happened after that, so they went in, and I'm not entirely sure what they did, but they pulled out all the different hairs, and apparently hairs come out in different ways. They come out as 1s, 2s and 3s, all with the same root. And so during one of my breaks, I was able to see the different styles of hair, which was quite cool. Also, once they'd moved on to the side donation sections, I was actually able to move my head side to side on a pillow, and that was so much more comfortable that I ended up falling asleep. So despite it being 5 hours, I think I was only awake for about half of that. We then had lunch, which was just a Pret sandwich and an apple, and then I had to read through the post-op procedure instructions, which I'll actually come to a bit later. Then I went in to get the recipient areas grafted to, the donated hairs grafted to the recipient area. And as you can see, what they actually had to do first was shave my hairline back slightly and then insert them. And I'm not too sure how this hairline is going to come out, because I kind of wanted a bit of a curve on it, and it seems to have gone into a point. And also, I'm a bit worried now that they've shaved the front, that, as I say later in the post-op instructions, I'm not actually able to cut my hair for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully, once the swelling goes down at the front, this line isn't going to be too noticeable. They went in, and this time you're on your back, and so you've got the option of watching TV. Netflix was on. I watched 3 or 4 episodes of Prison Break, and I was lying probably for about 5.5 hours. For the first 3 hours, I didn't ask to go up and go for a wee. I would suggest that you do. And yeah, that basically, again, the most painful part of the experience was the anaesthetic going in. And again, that lasted about 2 minutes. About halfway through, it started to be painful on this side as well, again. And I flinched, and she asked if it was painful. She then put more anaesthetic in. So if it does get painful, you just ask for more, and that was fine. So, make sure you are aware of the post-op instructions. Basically, the main ones are that you're going to have to take tablets. Take the tablets for the next 4 days. That's not too much of an issue. You can't drink on the tablets. So that's, you know, a bit of a bummer. But you also have other rules. You cannot wash the front of your head for the first 4 days. You can't even touch it. You have to sleep on your back. You have to take paracetamol to help the pain, and the other tablets as well. On the 5th day, sorry, you can wash your whole head. For the first 3 days, not including today, I can't wash it today, but for the first 3 days, I can only wash the back, and I have to wash it twice, and you can't get the front wet. What you do have to do with the front is this. Every half hour, you take a saline solution that they give to you at the clinic. I'm just going to dab my forehead. And you have to do that to keep it moist and also to stop infections. So that's salt and water. You're not allowed to use a swimming pool for the first 4 weeks. You are not allowed to colour your hair for the first 6 weeks. You have to use baby shampoo for the first 4 weeks. And you cannot use any styling products on your hair for 4 weeks. So as I've said before I had this done, I was hoping that I wouldn't have to do anything to the front of the hair. I thought that they were just going to be able to keep the hairline as it was and poke the hair through into the existing hairline. Turns out that can't happen. So if you are keeping your hair and you're having the front done, basically you need to be aware that you are going to have at least 1/2 centimetre shaved off the front of your head. So if your hair's long like me, it may end up looking a little bit silly. The other fact that you can't use conditioner, gels, hairspray, anything like that also means there's no point in having longer hair unless you have nice long hair that comes over as a fringe, which unfortunately I don't. Things are the fact that you cannot fly a plane, or well, fly on a plane for 3 days. Your sleep may be disturbed. You can't drink alcohol. You can't add extra salt to your meals. You can drink caffeine after the surgery, the day after your surgery, and you don't have to make any changes to food, which is good. You can't touch the front of your head while it's healing. You need to be careful with powerful showers. They suggest that you use a mug or a jug to wash the back of your head, and you can't get the top of it wet apart from with the saline solution. Exercise, no exercise for 2 weeks. I don't really mind that. But you're not to do anything that makes you sweat. And you also, this is going to be a really tough one, have to wear a hat for 2 weeks if you go out in the sunshine so that the front does not get burnt in any way.